I want to use this question as an example to show you how to correctly solve sort of Excel problem in Connect. So here the question is, I believe, question number one of homework one for session one. So once you click on the question, you will show you sort of instruction which says that all answers must be entered as a formula. So this is a very important part of Excel problems. It basically tells you not to hard code the answers. By that we mean you use a calculator or maybe you use Excel, like the open a separate sheet for the Excel, and you just do the calculation on a separate sheet, and then you enter the final answers into Connect. That doesn't work. You have to pretend that now Excel is just embedded within Connect. So you have to input every value as a formula instead of using external tools to come up with the intermediate numbers and put that into intermediate numbers into this Excel sort of simulated Excel within Excel. That doesn't work, right? So that's the number one most important lesson when you use when you try to solve a problem in Connect. So now let's get to the details. The beginning balance sheet of Sugar Pulver's tennis shop showed a long-term debt of $1.95 million, and the ending balance sheet showed a long-term debt of $2.28 million. The income statement showed an interest expense of $235,000. What was the firm's cash flow to creditors during the year? So this is a very sort of a very simple question. So that's why I think if you miss this question, most likely you're just not following the requirement set by the Connect that never hard code the answers. So in this case, this means that, for example, the first type of error is to use external tools to solve this question. For example, I just use my calculator, but here I don't have a calculator, so I just Excel to solve this question. And we know that how can we solve this question? The cash flow to creditors, right, is simply the sum of because one type of cash flow is just the interest expense. It's called an interest expense, but that's from the firm's perspective. But for the creditors, it's an income, right? So they get the payment from the firm. So and because we are looking at the cash flow from the creditor's perspective, so this will be our positive cash flow. And then the other type of cash flow for the creditors is that over the year, the firm may issue some new debt, may also retire some of existing debt. So if the firm issues new debt, then the creditors pay the firm. So from the creditor's perspective, it's a cash outflow. And when the firm retires some of the existing debt, then actually the firm pays the creditors. So for the creditors, it's positive cash flow. So if you calculate the so-called net issuance of new debt by subtracting the beginning long-term debt from the ending long-term debt, and then what you get is the net issuance of new debt. But if the firm issues more debt over the year, that basically says that from the creditor's perspective, that's the creditors pay the firm that amount of the net issuance of debt. So for the creditors, it's actually a cash outflow. So basically, if I just use Excel tool to calculate this, as I said, the first type of cash flow is the interest expense, right? Just type that 235,000. And the third type is actually minus. This part is positive, right? The second part is negative. And then the negative part is the net issuance of new debt. By net issuance, I mean by deducting the beginning long-term debt balance from the ending long-term debt balance. So basically, what I should do is the 2,280,000, and then minus that 1,950,000, right? So that's the net issuance of debt. And then I subtract net issuance of debt from the interest expense, and then I get the cash flow to the creditors. So that's the correct answer. So and then I show you the actually the answer is correct, but if you don't follow the rule, I mean the requirement by connect, you won't get the correct answer. So if I just directly type that negative 95,000, right? And then you can see if you say it's incorrect. So and then some of you may think, okay, so I just maybe I just type this equals this interest expense, right? And then I just type this 295,000, and then I just subtract. Basically, I just directly type 2,280,000 and then minus 1,950,000. Right? So the only difference now is that I just use this Connect platform as a calculator, as a Excel. Actually, I'm just directly typing the numbers instead of just putting the cell value into this. But you can see, even though the numbers will be the same, right? Will be the actually I think I forgot 10 here. So just uh, even though the numbers here will be exactly the same as the number here, but you can see once I type that, this also will not be recognized by Connect. And the reason is also because this is another way of hard coding the values. So the only way to avoid this issue is to just directly copy the cell value. Now, so the first type of cash flow is this, just use this, the cell value D8, and then minus, now minus this engine long-term debt, right here, and then minus, I mean added a parenthesis there, and then D7 minus D6, and close that. So now you will see this is correct. So it gives you the same answer, but you have to follow the requirement by Connect in order to get the right answer. That's accepted by Connect. That's what we mean by not hard coding the values in your calculation. In other words, for all the calculations, don't just type the numbers. You have to put the cell value, the cell number into these formulas. Otherwise, it won't be recognized by Connect.